all of this is happening as town halls in congressional districts across the country continue to draw big crowds of constituents who range from worried to outraged. The town hall, hosted by Democratic Congresswoman Madeleine Dean of Pennsylvania, drew more than 500 people, some of whom waited in line more than 3 hours to attend. An outpouring of civic engagement that moved the veteran Congresswoman to tears.
I am so delighted to be here with you. Pay no attention to the tears. I am delighted to be here with you. When I pulled up here and I saw the line, I couldn't believe it because it says to me, we're all in this together. We care.
And I am delighted to say joining me now is Congresswoman Madeleine Dean of Pennsylvania. She's a member of the House Foreign Affairs and Appropriations Committees. Congresswoman, always great to see you. Thank you for coming to the Saturday show. So, what did you hear from your constituents at that town hall?
Thanks, Jonathan. So good to be with you. And I have to admit to you, it was so good to be with more than 500 of my constituents on Thursday. They lined up, and as I said, I pulled up. I couldn't believe it. It just showed how engaged the constituents of the 4th Congressional District of Pennsylvania are. They're energized. They're anxious. I have to use that word because they use it with me over and over again. But they are determined to make sure that they're going to hold on to every bit of this democracy, protect it, and to make it stronger. They're very worried about what is going on with this administration. Literally, Thursday, it was 88 days into the Trump administration. And question after question after question was about how concerned they are with the lawlessness, the corruption, the chaos, the uncertainty, the tariffs, Elon Musk, the firings, the unclear path of where this administration was going with folks who don't seem to know what they're doing. But I will tell you, what I walked away with was just such a positive spirit in such a time of high anxiety, a positive spirit of people who are dedicated, who get it. It's on every one of us to be in on this together and to protect and lift up our precious democracy. I used the sentence that Franklin used when he was asked after the Continental Congress. He was asked, Dr. Franklin, by Mrs. Powell, what do we have, a monarchy or a republic? And he said, a republic, if you can keep it. It's on all of us. We have to keep it.
Congressman, one of the ways we can keep it is if your colleagues on the other side of the aisle were to step up and be more vocal about what is happening. And I bring that up because an interesting thing happened on Monday. Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, tough as nails, Republican member of the Senate, longtime member of the Senate, had this to say about what it's been like, and particularly for her, under Trump 2.0. Watch this.
We are all afraid. Okay. I'm oftentimes very anxious myself about using my voice because retaliation is real. And that's not right.
And so, Congresswoman, I can only imagine that what Senator Murkowski said publicly there is what you've been hearing privately in the halls of Congress, no?
Well, I have to tell you, Jonathan, that very much struck me because I look to the senator. She is such a strong voice. I look to her. I feel like she is steel in the face of some awful battering winds of this administration or years past. She's just been at this a very, very long time. So that struck me at my core, that she would be afraid to use her voice. We mustn't be afraid to use our voice, but frankly, we all have threats. I have suffered threats, and so many elected folks have suffered threats. But I stand next to her, I will tell you that, to say she still remains as strong as she can possibly be, but she reflects what my constituents are saying to me. They are afraid. They are scared. More than 500 people filled that hall on Thursday night. And the most common words we heard were afraid, scared, I'm anxious. But then the common question was, what can we do? So I honor the senator for that honesty, that incredible honest to be intimate honesty of how she is feeling, because she's in a very bright spotlight. But I see her also as being very, very strong.
One thing that apparently came up at your town hall was the possibility of Trump trying to go for a third term. And you said you fully expect that he will try to weasel his way into a third term. Why do you say that? And what would that, how would he even make that happen?
Well, Jonathan, I wouldn't have thought he would try to incite an insurrection, which, of course, he did. And I was there. And I think you and some of your colleagues were nearby or reporting or there. You would never have thought that this president would tell lie after lie after lie after lie. You wouldn't think that this president, now elected for a second term, would be so filled with revenge, so filled with hate, so filled with not thinking about the common good or you and me or people and what they're worried about. You know what they're worried about? They're worried about their seniors in nursing homes. Can they afford to care for them? Can they afford their prescription drugs? They're worried about their own careers. They're worried about the economy. Can we save enough money? You know, this is a president who, sadly, he will do anything. When he calls President Zelensky the dictator, when he says that Ukraine started a war, this president will do anything. So I won't put it past him any longer. I really used to wear rose-colored glasses, Jonathan. I think you know that about me. I don't anymore. This president will try anything. But guess what? We're tougher than that. We're stronger than that. And the Constitution will hold stronger than that.
Congresswoman Madeleine Dean of Pennsylvania, thank you, as always, for coming to the Saturday show.
Thank you.